have already written and observed that when you enter into a relationship like this between two parties, in this case between Nokia and Microsoft, the beginning of the framework of the deal is something called an OEM deal. And there's a general balance in the construct of an OEM deal. Essentially, we pay Microsoft royalties for the use of their software and for the fact that they are developing that software and fulfilling obligations to us and to others to deliver a great product with us. So we pay them money for that. And of course, the balance to that transaction is that we are able to reduce our operating expenses. We're paying them, but we are not internally also developing a software platform ourselves. So you see the balance in that part of the transaction. Royalty flow to Microsoft, OpEx reduction to Nokia. Now, it has been questioned by some of the analysts, does Nokia understand the significant OpEx reductions that ought to go along with that, with this transaction? And the short answer to that question is absolutely, we do. And in the weeks and months ahead, that will become more apparent. But that's the beginning of the OEM transaction. But I think the sense is that that's the totality of the relationship. In fact, the Nokia and Microsoft partnership around Windows Phone goes far deeper than that in many different ways. And I want to share with you a bit more of how this construct works. So you have to think about it in terms of what Nokia, in addition to the royalties, what is Nokia contributing to this partnership? Well, we're contributing a number of things. For example, we are contributing a variety of services, of capabilities that will be used by Windows Phone manufacturers, including Nokia. So we're contributing things like the capabilities around OV Maps, around the OV Store, around new advertising opportunities related to local services. We are contributing that to this partnership. So that's one example. We are also contributing to this partnership the specific technical and hardware and differentiating capabilities that will ensure that Nokia Windows Phone products are great products. So services, great technology, but there's also something else we're contributing, and it's what I mentioned at the beginning. We are contributing the swing factor. We are contributing the fact that we have created a challenger in Windows Phone, a significant contribution to the ecosystem. We're bringing substantial market share in that direction the world over. And of course, the question, therefore, is what is the contribution from Microsoft in the other direction? Well, clearly they too are contributing services. Things like Bing for search in certain countries, things like advertising capabilities, Xbox, and so forth. So they're contributing those types of things. They also, this is a very important thing to recognize in the balance of the transaction, they are contributing a dependency. We are clearly dependent on Windows Phone as we go forward, but now they become they're placing a very significant bet on Nokia for the delivery of the location-based services. So that's a critical element. But there's another element that comes out of this. We're contributing these services, and in exchange, we are also receiving a new source of revenue, a new and additional way for Nokia to make money, and that is related to advertising. We have not had an advertising source of revenue, yet clearly in the world, the business models are evolving such that advertising has become very important. And so that's part of the contribution back. But there's one more that's worth noting. For all of the unique elements that Nokia is contributing, including the swing factor, including the decision to make Windows Phone a challenger, Microsoft is contributing to Nokia substantial monetary value towards Nokia because we are contributing all of these unique things. During our investor briefing, there was a slide where we had a single line with a little green check mark saying marketing and other investments or something like that from Microsoft to Nokia. I think some people interpreted that as something that would be measured in the millions or tens of millions or something, as most marketing transfers of value are. In fact, when you look at all of the value that we're contributing and the unique nature of what we bring to the table as part of this transaction, in fact, the value transfer to Nokia is measured in the B's, not the M's. Overall, royalties, OpEx reductions, significant unique contribution from Microsoft, or from Nokia, from Microsoft, new sources of revenue, and a huge monetary transfer to recognize our unique value. And this is something I don't think was completely explained or picked up or what have you, but it structures the overall framework of the deal. The thing to recognize here, overall, is indeed Nokia has placed an important, very important strategic bet on Microsoft, and Microsoft has placed a very important strategic bet on Nokia. And that is one of the critical reasons why we will both succeed together.